So basically, this is our panel's pretty much kind of over. I've just decided to shove on a speed run on as Half-Life 21. It is a segmented run, so that means that they did it in several segments, and so there's a bit of motion compensation sort of stuff going on there. But otherwise, yeah. How's the frame rate for you guys? If the video
I'll let you
itself
know
is
when I. Sorry, I'll let you know when I get in.
all right. We're testing this probably about like maybe 12 hours before the con started. Now the codec's been around probably since maybe a week or two after BTM 16, so it's basically an improvement over what we had before when we were showing off like the bad apple video. And yeah, I can stream audio at this, but unless the tick rate's smooth, unless the tick rate's good, and at the moment it's just 14.4, the audio is just going to be a pain in the ass. What was that, sorry?
I just said the 14.4 with the tick rate.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks awesome.
It does work with sound, but yeah, it does work with sound, but it's just a pain in the ass to get it to behave properly.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't try and load anything on top of this.
We did this with Dr. Bees earlier.
Oh, Falk, have you seen Dr. Bees?
Because
if you haven't, you need to.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you're probably just gonna need the link. But yeah, if you don't, if you're recording and you just can't be asked recording anymore, then feel free to stop. Otherwise, just keep going. In the meantime,
stop that.
I'll just watch this until it. I'll just watch this until it crashes, which it shouldn't, but it might. But it shouldn't.
And with a speed run, it's really difficult to read it. Just because everything's moving so quickly. And because it kind of does a motion...
It varies. Some parts are quite easy to see, some parts are not. Even when it depends. Well, some parts when it's moving is that you kind of. So this room's not particularly great. It's part of it is because of the color map. Part of it is because we can only do we can only do so many rectangles per frame.
Right.
But yeah,
okay,
yeah.
My recording appears to have not got any video at all.
Ow.
It's just completely ducked the entire way through.
Okay.
I'm not sure
really?
why.
Because I can see the whole video playing. It's very posterized.
I know,
it's very rectangly, but
what is this video?
Not that
this is a
recording
Half-Life.
of the recording I did of the the start of Grease's panel and the magnet, the thing, completely dark.
Oh, did anyone get a good recording of the magnet? Because that's important.
I saw some good recordings of the magnet.
Sweet.
They got that. I went back and made sure that I didn't make such a fool out of myself on the panel. I feel pretty decent about it.
The magnet is pretty wonderful.
Yeah, I missed it, but I saw it in the video.
Yeah, somebody was like sort of doing a panel, but then it collapsed into magnet.
Yeah, pretty much. Someone may have caught how to do a VBO. Oh yeah, here's the fun bit. Oh no, wait, this is where the fun starts. Yeah, the specimen will be delivered to you in a few moments. Slam.
Wait, is it on the server?
The video itself, no. This is just being streamed from my computer to my VPS to the server.
Oh.
And part of the reason is because, well, the video file is actually bigger. Part of the reason is because it's more convenient for me to just have a streaming program than to have to actually upload.
Where is your stream? Where can I get this?
Where's my what?
Stream?
I can't give you that because it's just a netcat hackery thing.
Okay. Because I know that there's people streaming. I don't have any.
Okay.
That's kind of convenient. You can see the stream from just inside the convention center, the hall, but not outside it. So the range on the screens for this BTM is actually really good.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, the reason why do you guys know the story of why we even have this codec in the first place?
This what now?
Why we have this video codec in the first place?
No.
So yeah, the story basically
I would think that it's so that you can fit video on tape drives, honestly.
it's actually more the limitation is actually based on the OC GPU itself. So started out, so I managed to make a video player that would play Bad Apple, and someone had almost leaked that. So that this was last BTM. Someone had almost leaked that. Moral, bit of advice though, please, if you find a computer, don't just randomly type in commands, and if you do find anything interesting, you probably weren't supposed to find out about it, so don't start telling people about it. But anyway, so yeah, well, we're gonna have that as a surprise for the opening keynote, and that was kind of ruined. So I had to quickly whip something up, and I think there was a there was a beta AC Recon that I wouldn't be able to get in his perfect math class showing up nicely, and I managed, and he lost. Well, we did a bet, and he lost the bet, so he had to have a Cherno avatar on Twitter for a month. And yeah, so that was the codec that we used to encode the color version of the Bad Apple. This is a continuation. It's got motion compensation, and the actual calculation algorithm is different. The annoying thing is, though, you've got to pack as much in as possible. You ideally want to have as few color changes as you can. Oh, you want to minimize the number of color changes you do.
Right.
And unfortunately, I don't think this sorts by color. Yeah, it is for some reason color changes do tend to slow things down on open computers. I don't think it's really. I think it is designed mostly just for displaying text, pretty much. Who here is familiar with Half-Life?
I mean, a little.
Okay, so I kind of know this part somewhat well. This is the part where you've got the thing that just goes bang, bang, bang. Oh, the weird claw things that
Oh
tend to
yeah,
kill you.
rocket chamber.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
I'm
haven't appeared in
actually-
it yet.
Watching a legit playthrough of Half-Life. Well, Black Mesa actually, like the remade version by random people. Played by
Okay.
Vex, if you know Vex, because that you probably do because you make Super Hostile. But yeah, he's doing a playthrough of that, and it's pretty interesting. It's fun to watch. Plus, like he talks, and it's fun to hear Vex talk.
All right. Vix.
I was thinking about the.
VECHS.
Oh, not Vexatos.
Yeah, no, not
Yeah.
Vex.
Or as we like to call them, Vexatus. Just so that we can put the two O's on top of it. The two dots on the O.
I've been thinking about the Open Computers 2.0 thing about having shaders. I feel like you guys should go. I don't know if you're involved in that project at all.
I did OC maps, and he's sort of aiming to do it more like real hard, or like more like a real CPU instead of just lower CPUs.
Yeah, I feel like that project should probably go back to like OAM, have an object attribute map, and then just have maybe a smoothing flag on a bunch of the changes, so that you get maybe 8 or 10 hardware sprites and 1 or 2 layers of background tiles.
That could be quite cool. I think possibly some support for hardware sprite, yes. But I'm thinking more along the lines of the PS1 GPU, how you pretty much just send commands to it, and in doing that, that means because ultimately the updates to the screen are going to be sent over the network. Like it's going to be sent over the internet to a lot of people, and you kind of want to keep that nice and compact. And the approach that is done by the PS1 GPU could be applied to here, although do you want triangles or not? I don't know. But yeah, having some sort of sprite layer would be good as well.
Yeah, I mean, triangles are more like modern hardware, but back when we had huge, space issues, that was a really elegant solution, and it would port really well to network circumstances, like just sync up the OAM early, and then all you're sending is state changes to the virtual graphics card.
I'm kind of wondering with the I think parts of the design, although it depends if we need to keep it or if we need to drop it, or if it needs to be kept or needs to be dropped. But actually having Unicode support in there somehow.
Yeah, the way that everything is kind of text mode with an OAM setup, so all you need is just enough memory to represent the whole basic multilingual plane.
All right. Yeah, this is the part where they have to set the rocket off, so they decide, hey, let's just go out of the map for the hell of it. I don't actually know if they're doing what they're doing here is important or not for the actual run. I think they're either they're setting off a trigger or something like that, or they're just showing off. This is part of it where it doesn't really show up that well.
Well, it looks like we're in bounds.
Yeah, we're on bounds now. We weren't before.
All right.
Yeah. No, a nice thing about Half-Life 1 speedruns is that there's less cinematic. There's less waiting around. Half-Life 2 is a bit of a shocker for that. Actually, speaking of Half-Life 2, have you ever seen Half-Life 2 Dwarmov? Done with a huge magnitude of velocity.
No.
That's I think that's the Half-Life 2 segmented record.
I also like Half-Life 1 for the lack of door openers. You are typically the one opening all of the doors. Sorry, Alex. Your job is to slow my progress down.
Yes. Yeah, there was a rule we basically established with developing the IS-2 codec. If Quake ever looks good in it, you've broken it.
Well, you should have
Like-
taken all of... What you should have done in order to ensure that rule was forever kept is take all the browns out of the palette.
We can't. We don't actually have control over that part of the palette.
Huh.
The thing is, the fact that there are browns in the palette, it really, really helps us. Really, really helps the cause of making Quake completely unviewable.
Really? Because most of Quake is brown.
Yeah, we just don't have many browns.
All right.
You're probably seeing every single brown right now.
Yeah, I would hazard that too.
I ported this codec to the GBA though, and it runs real time 60 FPS, 240 by 160, 15 bits per color. And then I ported that to the Raspberry Pi, and of course that runs perfectly fine as well.
Nice.
It's basically the only way at the moment is the only way I know that can run only codec I know that can run a really high frame rate on a Pi 1 without resorting to hardware decoding. Pi 3 on the other hand handles 360p video, no issues. Well, when I say no issues, I mean no issues other than the fact that Pi 3s run really fucking hot. I can't arbitrarily make footstep sounds to add to the video. Yeah, fun thing with the Pi 1, if you put your finger on the SoC, gets quite warm. Oh, you can actually feel the warm, but you can use your fingers to heat sink it. With the Pi 3, don't do... Oh, that's with the Pi 1. With the Pi 3, don't do that. It fucking hurts. Actually, something comes to mind. Maybe I could port ICE2 to the Pi 3. Pi 1 would be bloody slow, and yeah, ICE2 requires SSE and stuff. The Pi 3 has Neon though, so we can use that. And I've only done one thing with Neon. That's Mandelbrot set, and that did actually speed things up. The first time I got it working. Something that comes to mind, I'm sort of thinking about my connection mostly, doing this upload and also the download from Minecraft. And probably a couple of weeks ago, we were having, most of this month and last or something like that, we've been having weird connection issues, but it seems those have been resolved. And now my ISP probably hates me right now. I'm trying to think how much. Oh, the rate would be. I've got a feeling ICE2 video is actually a slightly lower bit rate than DFPWM 1A at 48 kilohertz. And so that's, yeah, this is probably about 12, like maybe about 6 kilobytes per second uploading. So no, my ISP probably doesn't hate me right now. Oh yeah, so basically there are 16 colors in the palette that we're able to use, and I decided to just use it for lower grays, and that tends to make FPS, old traditional FPS, or some of the oldish, basically late 90s FPSs, tends to make it a bit easier to see things. Because I'd like to be dark. Unfortunately, Nichijou is really fucking bright, and so that starts to become a little bit of an issue.
I just heard Nichijou, and I like Nichijou. I wasn't really listening, but I just heard
Oh,
Nichijou.
yeah.
It's
Nichijou
hard
on this
to
codec.
code with this. Yeah. I wonder if there might be a way to patch so that you could determine a couple of the colors ahead of time, like based on the encoder.
Oh, I'd probably just have it as a flag. AC's recommend is just being able to define the 16 color palette as part of the video. Well, as part of the video format.
Yeah.
Because for for stuff that's mostly monochrome, yeah, it's pretty important to have that.
Having more grays, yeah. I just feel like that wouldn't touch your bitrate at all, and it would make a lot of the video render a lot nicer.
This reminds me, I had a bit of I did some experimentation after we did CTRF on a possible ICE3 codec. That's basically using the same principle of the 2x4 characters. And so you could theoretically reach 320 by 200. And initial experimentation, if you were to just set foreground and background for each line, you'd reach a cost of 250 and you've got a budget of 256, and that would work fine. You'd have assuming the networking was completely perfect, that would be fine, and you'd have a pretty big resolution. But I don't think zlib is going to compress it a hell of a lot.
No. Out of curiosity, that begs the question: can you do raster bars in open computers?
Yep.
Nice. Probably be pretty slow. Does it run? Are we talking like horizontal blanking interrupts that we could hook, and then the screen is only updated when the vertical blank happens, or
The
what?
GPU is not that fun. It's like you basically have to calculate your limitations somehow.
So you actually don't get a horizontal blanking interrupt at all.
Nah. Well, you definitely don't get horizontal blanking.
That's too bad, because if you did, you could hack like a mode 7 thing.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Part of the issue with that is the way I think the way Minecraft works is when you update it, it's
I would guess you're either uploading a new texture every frame, or you're using a frame buffer object, which is almost as painful.
Using a. Hang on, if you use an FBO, that's probably not too bad.
Yeah, almost as painful, but not quite.
Yeah, FBO is a fit. Shit, I'm trying to think of what actually. Like, I think just about there's very little hardware that would actually not be able to support something along the lines of an FBO. Like, if you were to rewrite all the drivers today, I think just about you'd be hard pressed to find a GPU that would not support FBOs.
Yeah, I think the VBOs are a little hard on some of the Intel hardware, but
on Intel, they're fine.
No, the FBOs on Intel are fine.
VBOs are fine as well.
VBOs, really?
You're directly mapped into memory. Like, you can literally, like, I think with in theory, if you were using the hardware directly, you could just bash it out into a page, then flush the thing with Intel cards. Everything.
They have shared memory. Yep.
Yep. They have their own page table. Why do I have a coffee?
It's not a bad idea. I don't know. I got a coffee too. I was glad that I got a coffee. I think.
Oh, that works.
I think. Forget who's handing them out. Probably Asmos Fox. Oh, Alexa. Yeah.
Okay, so this is one of the bits by this point, like, I think the furthest I ever got in Half-Life 1 was a bit before the teleporters. Well, sort of like so all the stuff that takes place on Zen, I've never actually done myself. Having said that, did you watch ESA? Because there was a good, or the European Speedrun Association Marathon or something like that. They had a decent Half-Life run, and then the Quake 2 run was just really solid.
Huh. Yeah. I like... what I tend to like best are actually TASs of really, really old games, but...
I love TASs.
Needs more strawberries.
But the fact that they ran... yeah, the Brain Age TAS is awesome, as is the come on, there's what is that game where you like write in the name of the thing and it appears? Scribblenauts.
Yeah.
That TAS is awesome too. So-and-so needs a haircut. Chainsaw.
So-and-so needs to shear sheep. Chainsaw.
A lot of dead lions. It's just a thoroughly good run.
I just got another tub of strawberries.
The Tony Hawk TASs are kind of fun. They're very, very, very quick. It's like, what? You can actually beat this game in 10 minutes. and that 10 minutes is without TAS.
What really impressed me was they've started doing the Super Metroid reverse boss order live. That's something that until just recently it was only ever seen in a TAS. And it's like my favorite TAS ever, so I was super impressed.
I quite like the Sonic 2 Mega Drive TASs, even though I had a Master System. And so I've really only played the Master System versions.
Oh, Are those zip heavy? Because I don't like a lot of the modern
Oh, they
Sonic
are
TASs
zip heavy as
because
fuck. Well, the Mega Drive ones are zip heavy. The Master System ones are not. Just, I think it's partly because it's a better engine, really. Oh yeah, this is the credits. But yeah, there's a recent Sonic 1 TAS and also a recent Alex Kidd and Miracle World TAS. Sonic 1 Master System version. And the fun thing with that was they actually discovered a zip in Labyrinth Acts 2 where you could actually just zip from the. If you could do the it's a trick that's been known for a while that you can move back. Well, you can move left very, very quickly by brake. I think it's brake. I think it might be rolling, braking, rolling, braking. It's like the actual brake action moves you to the left rather than. Or the initial brake. Yeah, the initial braking actually moves you to the left instead of whatever the hell it was. Instead of actually braking you properly.
Yeah, that's similar to a lot of Mario tech.
Do you want me to? I can chuck the test on right now.
No, like I said, I don't really like zips. I like
No, this one's not very
when a
zippy.
TAS. Okay.